Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here and welcome to PlayLoad. This is almost all my video game pickups for the month of January 2017. I say almost because if you guys saw earlier this month, I got an Xbox One S. There's no reason to include that in this video. And there's this other big high-end item that I will show you next month. But because of those items, I really was I didn't buy as much stuff this month, but here's what I did end up getting. First of all, these two items in particular are not video games, but they're definitely video game related. This is a vinyl record for The Revenge of Shinobi by Data Discs, as you can see there. I pre-ordered this back when it came, when they first had that option available. And then the other one is Panzer Dragoon, same deal. The Sega Saturn game, its original music. These vinyl records are really cool, so thanks again to a guy named Spock Avriel for hooking me up with a vinyl record player so I could actually use these things, because I really enjoy the music. So thank you for that, and those are awesome. Now, moving on to actual games. The game, bar none, that I was the most excited to get this month was this. Yakuza Zero for the PlayStation 4. This is a PS4 exclusive, except there is a PS3 version in Japan, but aside from that, it's a PS4 exclusive, only on consoles, it's not on PC even. In North America, we got this version. We got the business launch edition, so it came with this extra box, and inside it comes with a little cloth case that looks like this, and it contains a little metal business card holder, and it comes with fake business cards for the two main characters plus some Japanese girls. As far as I could tell, because I posted a picture of this on my Instagram when I got it, as far as I can tell, only North America got this. Europe didn't seem to get it. I'm sure Japan got something, but it seems like in Europe, at least, it was just the game itself. The game is pretty cool. As you guys might know, this is the spiritual successor to Shenmue in a lot of ways. It was like Shenmue meets Grand Theft Auto. Always been kind of a series that didn't do too well in North America, so I would highly recommend going out and supporting this if you can. It's actually been a lot of fun. We've been playing it for my other channel, Game Society. I'll link here. And we're trying to make a series out of it, so we're hoping that people will watch it, because it's definitely a game that caters itself to comedy. It's fantastic. Angry Joe actually thought it was a phenomenal game. He said it was close to a 10 out of 10, or it would have been, not for a few things. So I think he ultimately gave it like an 8 out of 10, but still, really a cool game. So glad to have that. I got that at Best Buy, which is important to note because the game is a $60 game plus tax. But with Gamers Club Unlocked, which is a Best Buy function, you can get it for $48 plus tax. You get 20% off games. But Best Buy was also doing this thing this month where if you paid with Visa checkout, which when you go to buy an item there, you'll see there's different payment options. There's like, pay with a credit card, or there's pay with like PayPal or whatever. There's also a third one or whatever that just says Visa checkout. Now obviously Visas are credit cards, but they have their own stupid little app type of thing, right? But they had a promotion going on where if you used that, you would get $25 off of any purchase of $100 or more. So I basically put this in the cart along with a few other items to get just over $100, so I would get another 25 off. So when you end up doing all the math on that, it's like $38 including tax for this, so it was a pretty good deal. The other games that I got as part of that was these right here. The first one being Skylanders Superchargers for the Wii U. Obviously not a game I particularly care about, but it is a North American Wii U title I needed to pick up. I didn't have it yet. And I don't know if you guys saw this or not, they just really want to get rid of these things. They were selling them for $4.99 retail, like that's without any sort of discounts. And then you get 20% off for Gamers Club Unlocked, so it's basically $4 at that point, plus whatever percentage came off because of the $25 deal, so essentially like nothing for this. I also threw in a few others. Resident Evil Revelations 2, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 5, guess what? Resident Evil 4, and I know you might be thinking, oh, that must be Resident Evil 7 at the bottom. Sadly, no, it is Duck Dynasty. Why the hell did I get Duck Dynasty? I needed it for my other channel, again, Game Society, because we do a lot of hunting game shows on there because they're hilariously terrible. And yes, I want Resident Evil 7, and no, I don't have it yet. But yeah, got all of those combined for about $75, so not too bad, even though obviously Yakuza Zero is really the true winner there. And I used that same deal for a few other items, but it all pertains to pre-orders. Because I was trying to, because I spent a bunch of money on the Xbox and the other item I haven't talked about yet, so I was trying to be a lot more modest this month. Now here's something I had ordered before this. It was a Japanese order, and it was one of those things where I instantly regretted it, and here's why. you guys might remember Nintendo did its like stream about the Nintendo Switch, right? And they announced a bunch of the games and gave us a lot more information. And then I did a stream where I talked about that. And if you watch that stream, you saw me buy the Switch live. And later, because of that whole Visa deal, I started going in and pre-ordering games, getting a bunch of money off of them, et cetera, et cetera. But one of the games they announced was Puyo Puyo Tetris is coming to North America for the Switch. Yeah, I got it for the PS4 here. It was like, come on, really? They're going to bring Puyo Puyo Tetris over to the Switch right after I pulled the trigger on it? I actually already had this for the Wii U, the Japanese version, but that's region locked, so I couldn't use it. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll get this finally. It was cheap, whatever. But then, of course, naturally, right after I do that, they announced it for the Switch. So kind of a pointless purchase. But there was a few other items I ordered at the same time. Again, all Japanese, so I'm going to show them to you. Raiden 5 for the Xbox One. Cool thing about this is there's an English patch for it. So you pop this in a North American Xbox One, it'll download a patch that contains English for the game. So that's pretty sweet. Even though it's not really a language-intensive game. Another one that's like and this is a total exclusive, by the way, for the Xbox One. I don't even think there's a PC release of this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I was under the understanding of was that this was exclusively on the Xbox One, exclusively in Japan. Although I think the digital release did eventually come out in North America. Stranger of Sword City. This also is a quasi Xbox One release only. It did come out for the PS Vita, and I think it came out for the PS Vita in North America. But as far as consoles go, I think the only version you could get was this, the Xbox One version in Japan. However, I don't think this contains English subtitles, so that's or English translations, unfortunately. Then I also picked up a couple of Wii U games whose names completely escape me, so I'm just going to put down there in a little subtitle. Something and something else that involves cats. I don't know. But there are a couple of Japanese Wii U exclusives that I needed to pick up. And finally, as far as games go, I picked up this was an oddball title I just saw when I was out and about, and I was like, oh, I gotta get that. This is Darkest of Days. I've been looking for this game for a long time, not because it's some like great game or it's some rare game. It's actually a really stupid game, but I've heard it's like one of those it's so bad it's awesome type of games. I think it was Mark from Classic Game Room who talked about it. The premise of the game is that you're basically a time traveler and you're going from different time periods. And when you're out on a battlefield, you'll see certain figures that are like glowing. You have to kill those people because they are somehow they corrupt the timeline, and you have to correct it. Something like to that effect. Again, I heard it's like really dumb, but it's really, really fun at the same time. Again, it's so bad it's fun, not like a high quality content game. But every time I've ever seen this, which is not common, it's either like sun faded or it's missing the manual or it's expensive or something like that. In this case, it was cheap and it was complete and it was in good shape. So I was like, done deal, picking that up right now. So I got that. And that's it as far as games go. But so earlier this month, I don't even know if I mentioned this at this point. Most of this month, I was not home. As is per usual these days. I spent like half a week in California and San Francisco. I spent over a week in Atlanta. I spent a week in Wisconsin, so I really wasn't home that much. But when I was in Atlanta, I was there for the High Res Expo, where they do the Smite and Paladins tournament. I was there for media coverage. But as such, I ended up with a bunch of free swag. So I thought I would show you guys the cool swag stuff, right? Now the first thing I got was this. This is a little demon plushie thing. This was absolutely free. That's, I don't know, just cool. And I got a bunch of other stuff. Here's the swag bag itself. It's an okay bag, perfectly fine. It says High Res Expo 2017 on it. And so let's take a look at the inside. We got my VIP badge, and we have my media badge. I ended up with 2 badges just by complete mistake. A water bottle. I got, there was multiple t-shirts. This was the only one that I wore, so that's why it's inside out. I wasn't prepared for this. It says Smite Tactics, which is a new game that they just launched, which is it's a mobile game. And then there's Smite Rivals, which is also, I believe, a mobile game. There you go. And finally, we have a t-shirt for just the High Res Expo itself. Pretty cool. On top of that, we have, Smite Tactics game code, manual for like the event space, a mouse pad, some like balloon things. You blow these up and just kind of bang them together. It's like to distract players, I guess. A digital loot pack for the game Paladins. a manual for the official program of the events, some sort of card pack, a keychain, so Smite, and as well as a t-shirt. It's like a cool Japanese t-shirt. There's some Japanese team there. Japanese Pantheon t-shirt is what it technically is. So there you go. That was the extent of the gaming loot and stuff that I got there. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you had an awesome month. Happy New Year one last time, I guess. And I'll see you all later.